Now, amidst the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, of course, arrived in Ukraine today, marking the very first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Ukraine since its independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. The bilateral talks were held between both sides, chaired by the Indian Prime Minister and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Narendra Modi has urged President Zelensky to hold talks with Russia to end the war. He's also offered to act as a friend to help to bring peace. The talks lasted for about 3 hours, and India and Ukraine signed 4 pacts in the fields of humanitarian assistance, agriculture and medicine. The two leaders also discussed Prime Minister Modi's conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Zelensky said that the Indian Prime Minister's visit to Ukraine was very friendly and historic. He's also called for strengthening trade and military cooperation with India.
На сьогодні ми погодили з стороною.
As of today, we signed 4 documents with the Indian side during this historic visit of Prime Minister Modi. The documents concern medical area, agrarian cooperation, humanitarian relations, also culture. We prepared a joint statement after the PM's visit regarding the development of strategic cooperation between our countries, trade between our countries and military cooperation. All of it should strengthen. I am very thankful for it. I am happy to see you. Glory to Ukraine.
Між нашими країнами та військово-технічна співпраця.
And WION's principal diplomatic correspondent has sent us this report from Mariansky Palace. Listen in to what he has to say.
Right now inside Mariansky Palace, this is the residence of President Zelensky, and of course the Indian Prime Minister is here in Kyiv. He was a short while ago given a grand welcome here at the Mariansky Palace, and the fact that the Indian Prime Minister is here in Kyiv is seen as a strong show of support for President Zelensky. Now essentially when it comes to India's support to Ukraine, it has been humanitarian assistance and also in terms of post-war reconstruction efforts. But all in all, India's message will be one message that it has been reiterating since the war started in 2022. It's a message of dialogue and diplomacy, that the solution cannot come on the battlefield.
And this has been one of the defining images of the Indian Prime Minister's visit. Narendra Modi embraced Zelensky and signed the guest book at the Mariansky Palace, the presidential official residence. Now, both leaders visited Ukraine's National Museum's multimedia memorial display, where the leaders honored the memory of children who were killed during the war. Now, prior to meeting Zelensky, Modi also paid floral homage to Mahatma Gandhi's statue in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. He also greeted the Indian diaspora at the memorial. Now, the Prime Minister's visit to Kyiv comes nearly about 6 weeks after his high-profile trip to Moscow. The United States and some of its Western allies have criticized the trip. However, India has been steadfast in its stance in calling for peaceful resolution through talks since the beginning of the conflict in 2022. Now, an Indian Prime Minister's visit to Ukraine is first in nearly about 3 decades. It's also being closely watched for all the emerging signals, especially as it comes in the backdrop of the Russia-Ukraine war. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.